We live in a world obsessed with destinations. From the moment we are born, we are told to find our path, discover our true self, and ultimately arrive. We chase careers, relationships, milestones, all with the underlying belief that once we reach that summit, once we check that box, we will finally be someone. We will have arrived. This narrative is deeply ingrained in our culture, from the stories we tell children about finding their purpose, to the societal pressure to achieve specific markers of success by certain ages. We are constantly looking ahead, striving for that future point where everything will supposedly click into place, where we will feel complete and settled. But what if that entire premise is fundamentally flawed? What if the very idea of a fixed destination, a static identity, is a mirage, an illusion that keeps us perpetually chasing something that does not exist? Imagine your identity not as a solid, unmoving rock, steadfast and unchanging, but as a flowing river. A river is never the same from one moment to the next. The water molecules are constantly changing. New rainfall swells its volume. The banks erode and reshape. New currents form, and yet it remains undeniably that river. It carves its path through landscapes, adapting to the terrain, sometimes rushing, sometimes meandering, always in motion. This is not just a poetic notion. It is a profound truth about existence, and more importantly, about your existence. You are not supposed to arrive, you are supposed to evolve. You are meant to flow, to adapt, to transform, just like the river. This concept is far from new. The ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus famously declared that no man ever steps in the same river twice, for it is not the same river, and he is not the same man. Think about that for a moment. Every experience, every conversation, every book you read, every choice you make, however small, subtly alters the landscape of who you are. The person who woke up this morning is already different from the person listening to these words right now. The cells in your body are regenerating, your thoughts are shifting, your understanding of the world is being updated with every new piece of information. To cling to a fixed idea of self, to insist on being the person you were 5 years ago, or even 5 minutes ago, is to deny the very nature of life itself, which is characterized by constant, dynamic change. It is like trying to hold onto a handful of water from a flowing stream. It will inevitably slip through your fingers. This idea echoes through various philosophical and spiritual traditions across the globe. In process philosophy, for example, reality is not seen as a collection of static things, but as a dynamic flow of processes. Everything is in a state of becoming, constantly unfolding and transforming. From the smallest subatomic particle to the grandest galaxy, nothing is truly fixed. Everything is in motion, in a continuous state of creation and dissolution. Even in certain interpretations of Christianity, there is a strong emphasis on spiritual growth, transformation, and becoming a new creation, a continuous journey of faith and self-refinement, rather than a singular, fixed state of arrival. It is about the pilgrimage, the ongoing relationship, the daily renewal of spirit and understanding. Similarly, in Buddhist thought, the concept of impermanence, or anicca, is central, teaching that all compounded phenomena are subject to change. Our sense of self, our identity, is no exception. It is a constantly shifting aggregate of experiences, perceptions, and consciousness. So if you are always changing, if your identity is a river and not a rock, what does it mean to be you? Is you simply the continuous process of change itself? Is it the unique narrative that connects all these evolving moments, the story you tell yourself and others about who you are and where you have been? Or is there some deeper underlying current, a core essence or a set of fundamental values that adapts and flows, but remains recognizably you amidst the ever-shifting surface? Perhaps it is a combination of these, a unique pattern of flow, a consistent direction, even as the water itself is constantly renewed. It is a fascinating question that invites introspection rather than a definitive answer. This question can be unsettling, especially in a society that values consistency, predictability, and clear definitions. We are often pressured to define ourselves early, to pick a lane and stick to it, to declare our major, our career path, our political affiliation, our identity, and then to remain steadfast. This pressure can lead to immense anxiety, a fear of making the wrong choice, or a feeling of failure if we deviate from a predetermined path. but embracing the idea of becoming liberates us from that pressure. It means that the you of yesterday does not have to dictate the you of today or tomorrow. You have the profound freedom to paint over old canvases, not erasing the past, but building upon it, adding new layers, new colors, new textures, creating a richer, more complex masterpiece. Just like a time-lapse video of nature growing, the changes are subtle day to day, almost imperceptible, but over time, the transformation is profound and undeniable. A tiny sapling becomes a towering tree. A small stream becomes a mighty river. This perspective reframes our understanding of growth, failure, and purpose in incredibly powerful ways. There is no single true self to be found, waiting to be unearthed like an archaeological artifact, but rather an infinite series of selves to be created, explored, and experienced. Failures are not dead ends. They are eddies in the river, moments of turbulence that might temporarily slow your progress or even pull you backward, but ultimately reshape the flow, leading to new insights and new directions. Purpose is not a fixed destination you arrive at, a singular mountain peak to conquer. It is the direction of your current, constantly adjusting as you encounter new terrain, new obstacles, and new opportunities. It is a dynamic compass, not a static map. Embracing becoming means cultivating a deep curiosity about who you are unfolding into, rather than clinging to who you once were. It means letting go of rigid expectations for yourself and others, and allowing yourself the grace to evolve, to change your mind, to pursue new passions, to shed old skins. It means understanding that discomfort is often the friction of growth, the river carving a new path through resistant rock, shaping itself as it moves forward. It means finding stability not in being static, but in the constant, dynamic flow, in the rhythm of change itself. This fluidity allows for resilience, adaptability, and a profound sense of aliveness. It is in the journey, not the arrival, that life truly happens. So the next time you feel the pressure to arrive, to define yourself once and for all, remember the river. Remember that your identity is not a rock, fixed and immutable, but a magnificent, ever-flowing current, constantly shaping and being shaped by the world around it. And in that constant state of becoming, in that beautiful, dynamic process of evolution, you are truly, authentically you. Share your thoughts in the comments and make sure you like the video if you want more, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Until next time.